So, I mean, I dig Chris Hero. I do. Beer gut and all, I don't care.
Yeah,
he's good for your business, indie promoters.
Yeah, I think he's going to kill it at WrestleMania weekend. So, he's got that going.
Yes, he does. Definitely looking forward to Biff and Chris Hero going one-on-one now. I believe that's fall of 40. I don't know if it's 39 or 40. Can't remember if it's the Thursday or the Friday show.
One of them.
I'm going to go with 40. Caleb Conley versus PJ Black. The former Justin Gabriel Sam making his Evolve debut a little earlier than was planned, and that is because of Trent Beretta. I'm not sure what he goes by these days. But Trent, being signed to ROH, I guess, and some commitments taking him off of this show. PJ Black stepping up and going one-on-one with Caleb Conley from the Premier Athlete brand.
Yeah, that was a good match. Felt like something that Justin Gabriel would bust out on the Superstars, but indified a little bit. And not in a bad way. So, yeah. Fun times.
Yeah, Justin Gabriel's just one of those guys that I've had a good time watching on the B&C shows over the last few months. The trilogy with Sin Cara, I guess we can call it the trilogy, was a good time on Superstars. So the guy can work. Like I said, it felt, maybe, to me, like he was still trying to break away from doing some of the stuff he was doing in WWE to a certain extent, but I had no problem with the match. I think it was good stuff. PJ Black would, of course, make his presence felt a little bit later in the show. So I'm going to say this next match is probably the one that you didn't like so much, Sam. That's Anthony Nese, also from the Premier Athlete brand, taking on your favorites, your boy, Davey Richards.
This match was a wet fart. Throwing that one out there. This felt like a lifeless sack of crap. I didn't like it. Not one bit.
It felt really long. Like, I did not watch, and you and I have had this conversation many a time. I'm not, I guess anti-Davey Richards. But this felt really, like I said, felt really long. They could have taken some of the time off of this and put it with Stone and Busick, and I would have been A-okay with that. Yeah, there was times I just zoned out. I was doing something else on the computer. Maybe, I'm pretty sure I was probably making WrestleMania weekend plans. As a matter of fact, I can tell you what I was doing. I was looking at the Shimmer website to see what DVD they were on. So, yeah, it wasn't very fun for me.
I know Davey's got his fans, and if you like that kind of match, if you like him, then you'll probably like this for the most part. I think a lot of other people said they really like this. Not my bag though, so yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I would have been even better with it if Nese probably had gone over. I mean, Davey's not working any shows that I know of coming up for Evolve.
Not yet.
Yeah, TNA's still in business. But if I'm not, I think Nese is taking on PJ Black during Mania weekend. I wouldn't say maybe the first show on Mania weekend. I'd have to double check that. But he probably could have done, with the win here going into Mania weekend, whereas Richards is going to be, I'm sure, elsewhere. But once again, you can skip over this.
Yeah.
And then you can skip the next hour. Actually, I'm hoping they've tightened up the video on demand.
They probably haven't. They're just running an hour worth of the China footage.
Oh, God. Yeah. And that terrible, I don't even know the name of that song. It's horrible. It's engraved in my brain.
It doesn't end. I don't know how that song works. It just, you can't tell when it starts and when it finishes. It's magical.
No. And you literally don't have to, if you watched Evolve 38 on pay-per-view, you literally don't have to get the China shows now. Because you know everything that happened. So, and you saw it about 50 times, as we had an 1 hour long, Sam, intermission.
What you haven't seen is Chuck Taylor's video of that WWN in China week. So go to YouTube after you're done listening to this and go look up China from Chuck Taylor. It's magical.
Chuck Taylor's a magical man.
It's true.
Yeah. 1 hour to set up the cage for the main event, which, of course, you and I, Sam, we talked about all the problems aesthetically that the cage had when we came back. Certainly looked like they didn't put their best effort into that hour. Or maybe they did. I have no idea. I almost turned off the feed and just came back to it the next day. Like, there was points where I was falling asleep, waiting for it to start back up.
I don't blame you.
But then, like I said, after about an hour, Roddy Strong comes out, cuts a promo, broken up once again by the microphone, who was the heel of the night. But Drew Galloway attacks, I think before he even got done talking. They head into the cage, and we're off and running. Hey, the main event, good stuff. I've enjoyed the feud with Strong and Galloway. I don't know about the finish, though. Like, some people hated it, some people loved it. I'm sort of in the middle. I get what they were going for. But then, post-match, and we'll get into the promo post-match, I felt like, alright, there's a lot of different things going on for Drew Galloway. So, Sam, take us to the finish of the match, and I guess how you felt about the main event.
Okay, can I go into spoiler territory real quick? Or is that...
Yes.
Okay, spoiler.
I can do that here.
The ending was pretty much Roderick Strong repeatedly drop-kicking Drew Galloway into the cage until the ref called the match. So referee stoppage was the end. And I honestly don't understand what the hubbub was about the finish that people were very, very upset about. I was like, I don't feel cheated. So what? It didn't end in a pin or a submission. Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn just worked that same Quicksilver finish, and I was 10 times more confused about that one than I was here. I at least knew the match ended now. So yeah, I don't see what the big issue was. I thought it was good. I thought it was the smartest way around giving the pin or submission victory without giving the pin or submission victory.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't hate the ending. I thought it fit. I mean, it's been a pretty intense feud for the last few months between these two. But like I said, playing into the post-match promo where PJ Black comes out and challenges for the title, and Galloway says okay. And then obviously with a finish like this, Strong has to get a title shot in the future, you would think.
Yeah.
So to me, I felt, for me, I would rather see resolution to Strong and Galloway before PJ Black jumps into the mix. But I know they've got to book shows for Mania weekend, so I guess maybe that's the only issue I had. But I was fine with the finish of the match. I saw people on Twitter damning the entire show because of Galloway getting his head kicked in. But it made sense, like you said.
Yeah, I don't understand why people would be upset about it. I don't know how people said, wow, they gave us a cheap finish. I'm like, it's not like Roger kicked Galloway in the balls 30 times, and that's how the match ended.
Yes. I liked the match. I thought it was a strong main event. Like I said, leaves it open for, looks like whenever Evolve returns to New York, Galloway wants to finish business there. Whether or not it would be for the title, I guess we'll see. You know, with Galloway heading to TNA, I guess on a more frequent basis, maybe that leaves the door open for PJ Black to win the title Mania weekend. I don't know. I would rather Strong take it, to cap off this feud. But,
Yeah, I could see Galloway losing the belts either to PJ Black or Johnny Gargano.
Yes, I have forgotten all about that. I guess it's not breaking news, but it's fairly recent. Official now. Post-match, like I said, Drew Galloway just kind of went on for like 10 minutes in his post-match promo.
Yeah. This is technical difficulties like the cage. Pretty much extended what should have been like a 5-minute thing, maybe, into 10 to 15.
Yes. But, yes, if Drew Galloway has any stroke around here, yeah. Johnny Gargano now taking on Drew Galloway during the Super Show to unify the Dragon Gate USA and Evolve titles, which is a pretty big deal, Sam, in and of itself. So, like you said, that may leave Gargano open to become the unified champion.
Yeah, I think Gabe is crazy enough to do it.
There you go. So overall, Sam, solid show. I thought Evolve had some way better shows last year. I want to say it was 34. But no issues with this. I didn't feel cheated out of my $14.99. Good stuff. Good stuff outside of that one match and then the hour-long intermission.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Go watch it.
There you go. I'm sure you can. If you don't feel like paying for it, I'm sure it's out there somewhere. So, yeah, like I said, lots of news coming from the show surrounding Evolve. But now, Sam, we got to go back a little farther because, like I said, we missed last week. Tons of stuff to talk about with Ring of Honor, who had their 13th anniversary show last Sunday. I believe it was March 1st. Yeah, tons of stuff, man. We had the return of Samoa Joe. We had, I thought, 3 excellent matches, and then the main event happened. That to me was a solid show, top to bottom. And I was actually on with Eyes on the Ring, I want to say, after that pay-per-view. And, for me, I stated the show moved along great, outside of a couple of things here and there. But the main event was, I hated it. Hated the main event. Yeah. They were fine until we got to all the run-ins, and you had the dudes in the red mask, and you had, oh my god, it was just, come on. Come on, Ring of Honor, don't do this.
They went full boat on the ending. That was, woo!
Yes.
Interesting
they
stuff.
Went full retard is what they did.
Ugh. Whew. It was not good. There were so many things that didn't make sense. I was lost.
Right. Yeah, like I said, other than that, I was a big fan of the show up until that point. There was some good stuff. Real quickly, because I'm sure this has been reviewed 100 times over out there. But Matt Sydal and Cedric Alexander, I thought was a fun match. Moose impressed the hell out of me in a little short sprint with Mark Briscoe.
Moose is a god.
Moose? Who knew? Who knew?
Hope he gets a title.
Guy named Moose. Hey man, it could be. Could be. I thought the match with Kingdom and the Addiction and Carl Anderson was good, even though I don't know why they just didn't plug somebody into, Doc Gallows' spot, who unfortunately had to miss due to some weather or something in Detroit. Couldn't make his flight. I thought that was a decent match, which of course, to me, is building the Kingdom going back to New Japan and working a tour over there, as is the rumor, possibly taking the titles from the Bullet Club. I didn't care for Roderick Strong and BJ Whitmer too much, not because of Roderick Strong. ODB and Maria was